How's it going, people? Welcome back to AFTV. Obviously, it's been a couple of nights since essentially our season's been done. Cess, how are you tonight? What's good?
I'm all right, man. Just got family here, just spending some time. I'm still thinking about Arsenal, if I'm honest. The season's over, but it just pains me, bro. I keep seeing other teams winning, and I'm just thinking, bro, why is that not us? Like, so obviously the Man City Chelsea game today. Obviously Chelsea won, and Lampard was a manager at one point, and I remember James saying we can't compare Lampard to Arteta and all that because Chelsea got given loads of funds for players. But I'm thinking, since Tuchel's been in, the players that are performing aren't the new signings. They're players that have been there, and he just got better out of them. So I don't know. It just annoys when I think about Arteta. I just think, bruv, you've really let me down, man. Really let me down, bruv. So, yeah, no, I don't know. It is what it is, isn't it? The rest of the season for me is dud. But it's good to hear. I want to hear what everyone else is feeling, how they're feeling.
Yeah, he's made himself a target. That's what's the most disappointing thing about it all. Like, same way Wenger made himself a target. Emery, not so much in terms of what he said, but in terms of the quality of football and what we were seeing towards the end of his reign, yes. But with Arteta, it's the same. Even though you say Tuchel at Chelsea, Chelsea's team is better, but another manager could have come in and done better at Arsenal. But the only thing is our ceiling of better is probably realistically top 8. I don't think we are any better than that. If at a push, if we have a good season, an overachieving season, then maybe a top 6. But with this current squad, the ceiling is not that high. Obviously, we're going to get a lot of comments in. Cecil, you're in charge of that, so make sure you get your questions, thoughts, all of that in. I see people already mentioning the protest tomorrow.
That's a big talking topic.
Yeah, apparently tomorrow 5 p.m. Outside the Armory, same as 2 weeks ago. There's another protest, and like I said, it's off the back of our season being essentially done. There's nothing left to play for. Not even pride, if I'm honest with you, Cecil. I know some people say we want to finish as high up the table as possible, but what does that really mean? Whether we're 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, or 5th, it's not enough.
Yeah, amen. It's word Turkish. And Arteta in that press conference yesterday was like, I want to see a reaction. I expect a reaction from the boys tomorrow. I said, bruv, who gives a who, bruv? What do you mean you want to react? Where was the reaction in the freaking second leg, bro? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, so some people are like that, they want to see a reaction and they just want the team to win regardless of what goes on behind the scenes. And that's something I don't get, because the game tomorrow is a nothing game. Even if Arsenal were to go out there and smash West Brom 4-0, it doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. They've had chances to prove themselves throughout this season. It wasn't only that Villarreal game on Thursday that they let us down. The reason that one was so big is because they've let us down throughout the season.
Yeah.
That's why that game was so big. So, yeah, I understand why the fans have planned another protest, and it's the only way to go about it, because during the summer, it's very hard as a football fan to get your point across. We've got a platform to talk on, but very few have that. So when there's media attention at match days, when there's scheduling with Sky and things like that, the fans have a chance to have an effect and do something in these next 4 games. Obviously, a couple of them are away. Is it 2 out of the next 4 are away? I believe so.
But so what you think? What are you thinking? Obviously, we've got Enter Zone here says please don't protest. Obviously, I think a lot of the fan base are going to protest regardless tomorrow. But where do you stand, Turkish? Are you saying like every home game to the rest of the season? I know you're heavily on the last game of the season. I think everyone who can get there should be there.
Yeah, listen, I understand tomorrow's one. I'll be in and around the area as always anyway, so I'll definitely be there. But last game of the season, it just allows us the time to plan it properly. So it doesn't seem as off the cuff as some of them have been. The reason Thursday's one turned into a clapping session is because it was an off the cuff protest. It wasn't really a unified attack in a sense. It was something that was thrown out there, and then it got manipulated by the club and some fans to turn into something it shouldn't have been. Same way with tomorrow. I don't think that can happen because we're out of the Europa League now, so I don't think there's no chance in turning it into a clap or a positive event. But that last game of the season, you know, all the games kick off at the same time, having an effect on that sort of a game, making your voice heard on the last day of the season, unified inside London, outside London, wherever you are, you have more time to plan. It's hard for everyone to down tomorrow because it's so, like I said, off the cuff. It needs to be all unified. And I believe last game of the season, we can do that. But if you can, come tomorrow. If you can come tomorrow, like I said, there's no harm in continuing momentum because the bid is obviously incoming as well. Daniel Ek said he didn't want to make the bid before the semi-final to distract them. Fans went out to clap them. They still done what they did. You know, everyone tried to help them as much as they could. And yeah, it's imminent. So
yeah, that's what hurts the most, Turkish, bro. Like we did everything everyone did. No bid coming in. We clapped you. I think we was all behind you. Everyone knows how big the game was, and you still the whole from the players to the manager messed it up, bro. For all of us, it's painful, man. Like it really hurt me. And I want to say quickly. So say if we're gonna be at the protest, you know, guys, we'll definitely be there, whether we're covering it or being completely involved or submerged in it. If we get Turkish, if there's an opportunity to go onto the pitch, would you be a fan that would like to be on the pitch as well to get your message across, or would you keep yourself away from that? Give me your thoughts right now. Be honest as well.
You know, it's like, listen, I'm on a platform where I'm representing something that it's not just me. Do you get what I'm saying?
True.
So I don't promote any illegal activity in that sense, violence and destruction of property. But if there's a calm access path or, you know, something that doesn't involve destruction and stuff like that, then listen, like I said last week, what Man United fans did, most people looked at as a big moment for them. Nothing's happened since, but that's because Man United's valuation is greater than ours. It's harder for them to get a sale because their club is worth, I think, double ours, if I'm honest, or close to anyway. So if we're struggling to find someone to buy ours, it's going to be a struggle to find someone to buy theirs, albeit that they make more money and whatnot and are in a better position. Their fans still, you know, again, that was off the cuff though, Cecil. You know, it's not like it should be a copy and paste. When you're passionate and emotional and you care about something so much and you're around people that care and love the same thing you do as much and you're all there and things just happen. You know, things just happen, whether it's a new chant that comes out of nowhere that hits the headlines or whether it's breaking onto the pitch and banners out on the pitch and whatnot. That's another headline. If just things happen. So it doesn't have to be a copy and paste, but it has to be loud.
Yeah, it has to be loud. The message has to get across. The energy still has to be the same. I kept saying this. I was so taken back by the first one. And I feel like that's what we need to keep the energy at. I want the same amount of people, if not more, and keep pushing the message around. It's getting through. It's definitely getting through. And Daniel Ek releasing his bid it was supposed to be this week. I'm assuming it. Do you know what? It might have already gone through. We may not even know. He might have already sent off the offer this week, or it might be next week. I know that it's imminently going to happen.
Yeah, so on Friday that he waited for the semi-final. It's Saturday now. It's not happened yet. But at the same time, I'm not in no rush. It looks like he's serious. It sounds like they're serious. So it's coming, whether it comes today or Monday or Wednesday. You know, we've got a few weeks left till the transfer window anyway. I just want them to try before that even comes, because if there's any chance of Kroenke selling and they can get in before the transfer window starts, that would be perfect. I don't envision that. I think it'll be a longer battle, but if that can happen, that would be so perfect that we can move forward to next season.
It would. Let me take some of these comments. So we got Rich Cosford says, "Shame to see Arteta fail like he did. I really did have hope. Let's get Kroenke out, and then him and I hear Rafa Benitez is looking for a job." A lot of people are saying Rafa Benitez. What are your thoughts on that, Turkey? Is that someone you'd want in there, or is there other people in front of him for you?
Yeah, like we can't. I don't think we're a club to go for Rafa. Like, we're not in that. I don't know how to say it. I see Rafa Benitez is a good manager. I'm not saying he isn't, but I just need someone a bit younger, someone we can maybe build with. Yeah. Because I'm already tired of chopping and changing managers. I'm not saying Emery and Arteta were good enough, but I'm tired of it. I don't want to be a club that keeps on chopping and changing. So I'd like someone with a bit younger, a bit more of a philosophy coming in, long term. Yeah, would I be against Rafa if he came in? I wouldn't be against him. I want all Arsenal managers to do well, until I'm proven wrong or they prove themselves wrong. But Rafa Benitez is definitely not top 5 on my list if I had to formulate a list.
Yeah, fair enough. That makes full sense. We've got another super chat here. Rich ND says protest should be about #sell Arsenal company. Nothing less than that. Enough hypocrisy. Yeah, 100%. I want to keep that same energy. Like I said, we've got to keep the pressure on. This is the time. I couldn't see a better time for them to sell right now. I'm just going to flick through. I'm missing some super chats here. We've got one here as well. Ty's headphones. Funny name. Ek and Bielsa in. Okay, would love to see Arsenal play attacking football again. I do want to see attacking football from Arsenal and the old Wenger ball. I don't know if Bielsa is
above Benitez for me. And I know I just contradicted myself because I said younger, but Bielsa is kind of like, he's an invigorating type of manager, you know. It's weird. He's not young, but he's just still got that. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not like he runs up and down the touchline and that, but he does show passion. I don't know. I like Bielsa, but he's above Benitez for me if I had to choose.
Yeah, I want a manager that has credentials and is respected. That someone that kind of, when he walks into the changing rooms, man, them have a shiver down their spine. They're kind of like, let me just listen. I don't feel like Arteta draws that attention. I think he does because of his title, but I don't think the players really think, oh, I'm shook. Yeah. Like, I need to see discipline. I need to see some leadership from either the manager or the players when they step in and step up. So that is someone I would like to see. Bielsa can definitely offer that. He definitely can offer that.
Someone said, because I've heard this comment before, and someone said in the comments, Bielsa's too attacking. And so many people have said that to me today because people have mentioned it. And my reaction is, we're too shit at the moment to worry about someone being too attacking. I'd rather be too attacking right now than this shit. Let's be honest.
What are you saying? Beggars can't be choosers, Turkish, right now.
Listen, right now, the ownership is the main thing, and whatever manager they bring in after that, we just need to jump on board because it's renewed optimism, renewed faith.
100%. There's a lot of comments coming in, guys. Keep your comments coming in. You know me, I love to just get you guys involved as much as possible. I'm trying to keep up with them flying in. Let's just take this next one here. The Arsenal knock says Arteta's sacking is being treated by owner like a sign of a new player. It will be timed by the owner when people are about to protest to calm us.
Yeah, that's what I said recently. So we just got to make sure we don't take our eyes off the prize. The prize is okay. Like there is deflection tactics that can happen. Like I said, Arteta sacking is one of them. Edu, Unai leaving is another one of them. Buying players is another one. These will all be deflection tactics this summer if they withstand the incoming bid. They like, in my honest opinion, they're going to reject the first bid. They're going to try some of this deflection tactics, whether it's sacking the manager, sorting out Edu and Vinay, whether it's buying players this summer. They're going to try all of these things if they reject it. And if we take our eyes off the prize and then start next season with some renewed faith, and I'm doing video with man, and what they're telling me we're going to finish top 4 and we just had an 8 out of 10 transfer window, then we're back in. Well, we might as well just rewind the thing again and play.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? So in reality, we've just got to remain grounded. Even if they go out in the first 2 weeks, they go and buy a big name. Who's next? Who's out? That's the next questions to ask. Not run away with it. Go buy shirts with that guy's name on the back, post it all over social media. Do all of that. None of that this summer. This summer, focus, withhold that excitement. Even if the player of your dreams comes through that door in the first 2 weeks, don't worry. Because the player of our dreams couldn't solve this problem alone, 100%. So 1, 2, 3 players, let's be calm.
Yeah, 100 toes. I want to. Do you actually think he'll be sacked, Arteta, before the end of the season?
You know what? I actually think he will be sacked because I can't believe he won't be. Do you get what I'm saying? I can't believe. If you tell me a manager comes to Arsenal, no experience, he finishes top, 10th, 9th, and he loses to Villarreal in the semi-final, I'm saying that guy's got to go. So I don't care if it's Mikel Arteta. People paint a picture of Mikel Arteta like he's a club legend and all of that. For me, when I remember Mikel Arteta signing, it was deep amongst the time when all of this stuff behind the scenes was occurring. When all of that takeover and all of this pull away from the fans and own 100% of it was all happening. Arteta came in when we got smashed by United, and we bought Arteta, Andre Santos, Per Mertesacker, Park, and we bought someone else. That time doesn't remind me of of time of glory for Arsenal. So it's not like I've got an allegiance to Arteta. He's got to go. I'm just glad it wasn't a Thierry Henry in this position or a Vieira, because I know some fans prior to Arteta coming in and prior to Emery coming in were interested in that idea. I don't want them man to ruin their name. And how they've come in with Daniel Ek has actually raised their name in my books, because it's like, I know you man would love to be manager of Arsenal Football Club. Henry's actually mentioned that. But with what you're doing now, even if that is your ulterior motive, you didn't have to do it. So I respect that you're doing it. Do you get me? So,
but Wenger might be involved as well. I don't know how you feel.
Nah.
I know I know. We're not gonna get into. We won't get into that. But we won't get into that. Let's. That was what you just said. There was great though. I said about him being sacked. He said, "Yeah, I'll be surprised if he doesn't, because that's the realist. Look how low and how much we've fallen. Like, imagine the fans being allowed into the last game of the season. They would be on his back, and rightly so. Rightly so, in my opinion."
That's another thing. If I can get another thing out there, it's don't buy tickets to that last game of the season. They're going to be released soon enough. I don't even know if they're released already. Just don't do it.
Yeah, they're going to be.
Do it. Because that would be as embarrassing as clapping for that bus on Thursday. If I see people in that stadium in the last day of the season inevitably clapping at the end of the game, I'm just going to be like, oh my God. Like, you know.
You better talk to Thai Turkish, bro. You better go talk to him, though, because you know,
man. Don't worry. Slowly but surely we'll win him over, man.
The real Jane says Turkish bro stressed. I have no optimism. How did I know Emery and Arteta were not right even being hiring them? Sorry, I'm terribly reading that one there. Yeah, he's
Big up Yanis, man. I met Yanis at the protest a couple of weeks ago as well. He's a big
was he there, yeah?
Yeah, he's a big supporter of my channel as well. So we had a good conversation, 20 minutes, half an hour, man. So yeah, I enjoyed that. But I get what he's saying, though. I mean, prior to Emery coming in, I didn't say Emery's the wrong guy. I was actually surprised that we went for Emery. I thought we'd go for someone lower down the food chain than Emery was. So I was surprised we went for Emery, and I was willing to give him a go. With Mikel Arteta, I wasn't surprised, because that's what I thought we'd do when we let Wenger go, just go into a mess for a few years. And I remember saying in interviews early on in AFTV, maybe even before they started calling me Turkish on there, that when Wenger goes, it just all unfolds. When Wenger goes, it's not like click of the fingers, we're back. When Wenger went, it's a feeling of fresh optimism, because it's a new day, it's a new age. But a lot comes with that, because everything had to unravel first. And I remember saying we might go down to mid-table for a season and then have to come back up. But at least everything will unravel so the fans can see what's going on and really get on board to try to do something, you know? Because I'm vexed it didn't happen before, but it's time, you know, it's no point looking in the past. We've just got to continue the momentum now.
100%. KD directs a message to you. It's up to you if you want to answer it.
Oh, big up KD as well. Turkish, Allegri, Sarri, Conte or Bielsa, ideal guy. Well, if you're asking me out of them four who I would pick, I would actually go with Conte. Just because I prefer Conte. Just because I prefer Conte. He's younger than Bielsa. He's got a bit of chip on his shoulder because of the Chelsea situation and how he left it here. He actually done a lot when he came in terms of how he changed the culture of the league and the three at the back, the wing backs. Conte actually brought that in throughout the next couple of seasons. About 15 other teams followed. I think we was one of them eventually, but that just showed his impact. Out of them four, Conte. But if you're asking me ideal, it'd be either Simeone, if we're really going out there, or Ten Hag and Mark Overmars come in if Simeone's too much of a star name and we need to go for maybe more of a younger philosophy than Ten Hag and Overmars, because Overmars is a club legend as well. And what they've done at Ajax is something to be proud of. So, I
remember you speaking about Overmars in the office, saying you can trust him and that. So if he was on board, part of the board, which makes
Overmars told us, when was it? Was it last summer?
He said about, what did he say? I know what you're going to say.
The summer before last, he said, If I was Arsenal, I would sell Ozil and buy Ziyech or something like that. And I'm like, well, just for that alone, you've made more sense than any of this board in the last 10 years. So you might as well come in, my guy.
Yeah, I hear that. Ryan says, what do you think about Ranieri? He's proven to elevate players, play better.
Nah, he's been around the block now, man. Like I said, I want someone. If it's a new owner coming in a new direction, I want someone we can settle down with, if that makes sense. You know, someone we can just settle down with. If Kroenke is going to pick the next manager, then I don't want it to be someone I want to settle down with because it's inevitably not going to work out. So again, I don't want the legends of the club to come back and try and be manager. If it's Kroenke in charge, I don't want Ten Hag if it's Kroenke in charge. I'll be honest, because we'll just go ruin his name and ruin the link between us. You know, if Kroenke is in charge, it has to be a Simeone that for me I can trust as a manager will demand upwards as well as downwards. But ideally, Danielek comes in and a new philosophy, a new breath of fresh air. Overmars comes in. Henri Vieira Bergkamp's already there. You talk to other man to come in, Ten Hag. It looks a lot nicer, innit? There's more man you can trust there. So
James in the office was speaking. He said something this week, which I don't know if you were there for, but he said he wouldn't mind if Arteta, if he got moved to being director of football at Arsenal. What are your thoughts on that?
Nah, wait. I don't know if you're misquoting, Jay. He did say, I think Arteta would make a better director of football, but I don't think he said
if he said better than the man. Okay, fair. I believe that. Do you know what?
You lay him on the chopping board, mate. He'll be a rap video. But yeah.
Do you know what? I agreed. No, I agreed with him. No, I did in the studio. I did say, yeah. Do you know what? As a director of football, over a manager, because I think, like we say, he's not a bad coach. We don't believe he's a bad coach right now. I think he definitely can't manage players. And like I said, the respect levels, and he can't deliver what he's supposed to deliver as an Arsenal manager. So yeah, definitely. But over a director,
what it is, yeah. I'm tired of ifs and buts. I don't care if Arteta would be a good director of football. Do you know what I want as a manager? I want a good manager. I don't want a manager that we don't know how he's been as a manager. I want a good manager. Director of football. I want a good director of football. Not someone who might be a good. I want a good director of football. I've done it for a minimum of 3 to 5 years, if not longer, ideally. I want people in their positions experience. I don't want to wonder, is he going to be good enough? I don't want to wonder, is this man going to change it? No, I want to know this man's going to change it now.
Yeah, facts. I love this comment here from Gunnar Vital. Murder ball in training at Arsenal. I was like, imagine how's that going to work? The ball has to keep moving the whole training session, the whole match. Imagine some players doing murder ball. I would love. And I mean, I'd pay good money to be a fly on the wall of that session, bro.
Talking about ball, didn't their social media team try and give away a signed Arsenal football today or something?
Swear down. I missed that, boy.
And they got a lot of stick for it because what are you guys doing? You know, what are you doing? Who wants a signed Arsenal football at the moment? Like, who wants that? Honestly,
I don't know.
If you get a signed Arsenal Football Club at the moment from this current squad, yeah, in 50 years, yeah, that ball will still be worth the same amount that it's probably worth now. And that's retail price. The signatures, I don't know if that adds anything. Maybe a couple of those names add something, but you're not making that ball's not going to be worth nothing.
Yeah, word. Right now, especially in the decline that the club's in at the moment, boy, it's not going to be worth anything for a long time from what I'm foreseeing for Arsenal, brother. I'm telling you.
PR, man. It's all PR, man.
For real. KD says, I can't pop it up right now. Sorry, KD. Regular viewer as well. Sorry. He says, big up Turkish, Cecil, everyone at AFTV, all the Arsenal fans. I cannot be there for the protest. There should be one here in the US as well. Should put pressure. And if I'm honest, KD, this is what us being there, covering it, is what we're there to do for the fans that can't be there. That's why we make it our duty to be there, get fans' reactions, cover it as much as we can for the fans that can't be there. But trust me, we will always be doing our best to keep pressure on the board because this is the only way the club's gonna change and get better. If I'm honest.
Trust me. I love the timing of when I come on AFTV because then the pressure of the board and they done a mad thing themselves, yeah, and then all of their attention turned on them, and I was waiting for this day for everyone to just be free in their speech about the board. It's lovely.
It's actually mad, Turkish. That like Robbie's recruitment has been absolutely 10-10. Like imagine, like I remember you said to me, it was like, yeah, it was kind of ideas of me coming in, And then when you joined, I was like, "Rah, this is the perfect time, blood. This is the perfect time because you're not the one. You're not the one, and you don't have to even lose your head anymore and get mad and say, "Listen, it's the board," because everyone should be on the same wave as you, bro.
Yeah. That's the sweetest thing about it. They did this to themselves, you know. It wasn't none of us who have been banging on about him for years, or none of us who stopped watching or stopped buying merch or stopped going games. It was him that did this to himself in the end. That's the sweetest thing of all.
Yeah, word. The real Janus back in says lower down the pecking order than Unai. Who did you expect, my G? Steve Bruce.
Nah, man, come on, man. Unai won 3 Europa Leagues before coming to us. I know he's not our favorite manager in the world, but Unai had a reputation. He won 3 Europa Leagues. We was a Europa League team, and I say was because we literally was. We're not in any European competition anymore. And I understood it. I was surprised because I didn't think they would even have the nous to be able to get someone that had a reputation, you know. Listen, Emery was at PSG before Arsenal. So if PSG are going for someone like Emery, then there must be something in there about him, innit? Obviously, it didn't work out there, but yeah, it is what it is.
All right, bear with me. I'm just flicking through a load more comments. I just want to make sure I get all you guys. What's this guy saying here? Grumpy Dot says, don't buy tickets, place a huge screen in front of the Emirates to watch the game together and be extra loud to show support. Imagine that. Imagine that, you know.
You know, that would be cold, but that'll take like a madness. Generators and all of that stuff and the size of the TV and
all of that.
But it would be cold though. It would be a very good idea.
It would, bro. The energy, like I keep referring back to the energy of the first protest, bro. Having all the fans there in one voice was it was unreal. Apologies, I thought someone's coming in then. It was just unreal, man. It'd be nice to imagine that everyone together, just a pull down screen. A vibe, man.
There's so much we can do, man. Like I've been like we could walk out of stadiums at a certain minute. We can go to the match and just stay outside the stadium until kickoff and just walk away and watch it in the bars, pubs, or cafes or whatever's around. There's so many things we can do, you know, that would cause a stir. And I think, there we are. I was about to mention this. A new sponsor for United pulled out of a 10-year, 200 mil training kit deal. The power of fans can make a difference. Glazers out. And that's one way of showing. Kroenke's coming out 3 times in a week to make small statements or talk to the fans. That's 3 times more than they did in 15 years. So the impact we had in that first big protest is evident. Maybe it hasn't impacted too much in what's happened because nothing's happened. But in terms of them speaking out, at least it's had that impact. Fuck what they said, pardon my language. But in reality, at least it shows that the fans can do something. So let's continue doing it. Let's make 23rd Sunday, last game of the season, let's make it bigger than that one. You know? Let's make it bigger than that one. Let's make tomorrow's one big. But the one in 2 weeks, it has to be bigger than that one. You know,
it has to be the biggest one. Has to be the biggest one.
Yeah,
has to be the biggest one. And even regardless of you said this before, you're like, even if we go through to the final, when it comes to that last day of the season, the message has to be strong. Now we're out, so it has to be absolutely strong. Everyone has to be there together if you can make it there and just be singing from the same hymn sheet and getting the point across. Because as this season ends, the message still needs to ride through. You know what I mean? So, man.
It needs to get louder as the season ends, if I'm honest with you. It needs to continue getting louder.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously, there's going to be the Euros and all that. Just listen, don't let it distract you from the message. Never take your eye off the ball, okay? We need these the Kroenkes, and we need them to sell the club. John Laird says, fam, I'd boot the ball over the tracks near the stadium.
I hear him. Listen, big up John, man. I hear him though. Mate, a signed ball, you know. In all honesty, who thought in the PR team that would be a good idea right now? I don't know who wants that ball.
I think that it's at times, I don't want to put no smoke over to them, but sometimes the Arsenal PR team, the timing has always been, it's never been great. It's never been great. I remember when we was on our losing streak, they released the Nerf gun collaboration, and they're all in training, shooting Nerf guns. That's
messing about, playing games. Wow, it's mad. It's actually sad. It's sad. It's mad and it's sad. It's both. It's both.
Oh, it is. Here we go. Natty says, Turkish, what happens what happens? Let's say someone like Simeone comes in and flops. Are we going to look for the next one? Well, that's what we're trying to avoid, really. I'm going to be honest. Go on. What are you going to go on? What do you say, Sir?
Every manager coming in is a risk because you can't, like, unless it was Pep and Klopp, who pretty much to me guarantee success. I think Simeone is up there in terms of he's someone that can that guarantees you ruthlessness, guarantees you he demands the most, guarantees that he brings a philosophy that is around hard work, passion, heart, fight, and winning. That's what Simeone guarantees you. Ten Hag doesn't guarantee that. Bielsa doesn't guarantee that. Conte doesn't guarantee that. Allegri doesn't guarantee that, in my opinion.
But it can't get worse than being 9th, 10th, or whatever. It could, but I very much doubt these men with their experience going to get. I put my head on the line here. Worse than 9th or 10th, and out of every European cup major competition, in my opinion.
Yeah, it can't. Well, listen, it can get worse, but 100% from here. Either they sell up or they start acting right. And that's not me giving them a chance. That's just me looking at where this club is right now and saying, if whoever the owners are right now, forget Kroenke's name for a sec, if the owners of this business don't do something here or sell or start acting right, then forget it. Forget it. If we don't have if he doesn't sell and he doesn't smash it this summer, then you know what? All of this fight and all of this heart that the fans are showing right now, it's going to be a long journey. It's going to be a difficult one because the time is now for him to do something.
Yeah. And if he does nothing, I actually believe that the anger will boil up in a lot of fans, including myself. And I can't tell you what's going to happen.
I remember with Arsene Wenger, like in the latter years, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 10 games into the season, the tide turned. Like fans started turning early. That early. Yeah. If Kroenke is still in charge of this club next season, that's what's going to have to happen again. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen because, like I said, he can try deflection tactics. He can bring in a new manager. He can sign a few players. But let's not let the deflection tactics work. If Kroenke is the owner come the first game of the season next season, we should protest.
Yeah.
Second game, protest. Third game, protest. That's what we're going to have to do because now we're literally in a battle with him. We've seen that we can have an effect, even though he still hasn't come out himself. He sent his son and a statement and whatnot.
Yeah.
We're gonna just need to continue banging on that drum next season. Not a few weeks before next season, say to ourselves, well, he's still here. He put in a new manager. We signed Tom, Dick, and Harry. Let's get behind the boys. Because I'm tired of hearing that every single season.
Yeah, I think you'll try that. I think personally,
getting behind the boys, getting behind Saka, Emil Smith, or Martinelli, all the ones that deserve us to get behind them as football players. Getting behind them will be asking more from this club, more from the owners, because they are players that want to win in their career. They are players that want to win and compete at the highest level. You can see it already. So if we don't start acting right for them, we will lose them. So people, beginning of next season, don't think we would be doing them justice by getting behind them fully and giving them a whole blind positivity. We wouldn't be. Justice would be demanding a better team for those youngsters. That's justice for them. We just can't forget it.
I 100% agree. I see a lot of people in the comments talking about tomorrow's protest. I just want to let everyone know here on the live watching that we haven't organised a protest, but yes, we'll always be at the ground covering it for the fans that can't be there, getting everyone's reactions and responses, and making sure the people that aren't there feel like they're there. And if you can't be there, you're international. Please share the videos, get it going. That's how you can help build the message, because that's just kind of how it goes. I remember the first protest, trending number 1 was Kroenke out and stuff. So just that's what you got to do. Keep sharing it. If you're not there, be there in spirit or in support of the social stuff you see. We won't, like I said, we won't be organising it, but we will be there in support. And probably for the rest of the home games, there'll be one of us on the ground making sure that we're capturing everything that's going on for you guys. Yeah, Ashwin says, hi, Turkish. This is Ashwin Paddy. I'm just gonna do what Turkish told me to say. Just say the first name, Ashwin.
Right, just do it to yourself, my guy. Someone's gonna catch you slipping, and then that's it. You got a YouTube channel of memes.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't want to be that guy. Can you please find me a rehab center? I am really lost my emotions. I'm crying from the inside. Hashtag tired. To be fair, watching Turkish's fan cam, if you haven't seen it, go check out. You want to see emotion and you see a withdrawal of him literally having an inner conversation. Go check out his most recent fan cam because I watched it back on the social media Turkish and I was like, boy, you look like you're about to break. Man said to Robbie, sorry, Robbie, but just let me finish.
Yeah. Nah, because man, like I feel like I'm past shouting and past just screaming about this club now. So every once in a while, obviously, naturally, you lose it. You've seen me lose it. You've seen me lose it away from the camera. Mm-hmm. Obviously, when I'm talking to a man one-on-one, I don't want to be raising my voice and shouting. I'm trying to have a conversation with him and get my point across. And the amount of times I've seen people dismiss an opinion because someone starts shouting or someone starts showing emotion, I'm tired of it. So if you want me to articulate myself properly to show you what the true problems are at this club, I'll do that. Off the camera, you know what it is, Cecil, anyway.
Yeah, I know what it is. It rides. Yeah. It's very angry. But that's how it is as a fan. That's what it is. It means so much to us. And when we don't see how much it means for us with the players and the manager, it's the most frustrating thing ever. Again, Blaze says,
I see TT Gaming as a super chat there as well. He says Arteta's micromanagement has resulted in the team looking like they're tethered by strings, unable to think for themselves in fear of a telling off for not doing as they're told. Kroenke, if you don't listen, will make you feel. And you are right, David. David's my guy as well. You are right in terms of that's what's frustrating me the most. Like David, you're like me in terms of, you know what the true problem is at this club. But what Arteta's done is make himself part of that problem. Make his face part of the problem. And if you've got 10,000 fans that are more on Arteta out than Kroenke, that's because Arteta's done that. And for me, I'm looking at those 10,000 as you lot need to take your eyes off him and put it more on the owner because a new owner would sort him out. But I also understand why the eyes are on Arteta because, like you said, the micromanagement. Going into 2 semi-finals with completely new tactics, one with a false 9 and the other one playing Partey alone. We haven't really seen that throughout the season. So he's made himself a target. And like Wenger, that frustrated me the most because instead of exposing them, the Kroenkes, they just protected them. They exposed themselves as managers. And then in the media, in interviews, they protected them. And Arteta's literally doing the same thing now.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's getting more and more frustrating, if I'm completely honest. So I listen to them press conferences and his responses. It's not doing him any favors at all.
Yeah.
The micromanaging is definitely not working either. Like I said it. I think I said it in one of the shows. Like when you're a player, if your manager's telling you this is the game plan for the first leg, we're not going to play with a striker. I'm sure the players must have been thinking, what's going? What? Like I'm sure they would have been like that. Like everyone was taken back by it. And if I was sat in that meeting and said, this is the game plan, I'd be thinking, bro, you don't know what's going on. I think you're trying to outsmart someone who like Emery, and you don't need to do that. We have the players to play a striker and you're doing that. So, boy, I think the micromanagement is definitely one. It's a fault in Arteta. Matthew Fowler says, Arsenal got me calling Samaritans low. Big up, you guys. Arsenal for life. It's killing man's soul. I've said it already.
We would have been much better off after Emery bringing in the manager until the end of the season just to take over and then last summer really, really do what we had to do. But obviously Arteta won us an FA Cup. But in hindsight now, we've wasted another year and a half. We wasted the first year and a half, obviously with Emery, and we wasted another year and a half with Arteta now. It's 3 years since Wenger's gone. And to get from a club of where we are now to where we want to be, it'll take 3 years. But that 3 years won't start until this club starts moving properly.
Yeah, Arteta said he's yes to Kroenke spending big this summer. Don't care. Don't. It's papering over cracks. Don't let it fool you, people. Don't let it fool you.
And they think we're stupid. Big when they say big, they're gonna go buy 150 million player, 130 million player, 120 million player, spend 100 mil, get about 30-40 mil back in sales, and that's big. That ain't big. Yeah, what we need is massive. What we need is greater than big. I'm telling you, we need
a whole overhaul.
Couple of those at the end of that number, and the number's not 100. It's more than that. I'm telling you, it's what they're saying. It's like when Wenger used to tell us we're only going to go for world-class players, and then you go and buy who you go and buy, and it's like, well, bro, you just told us you're going to go for world-class players, and you're going buying nobodies. Yeah, are you taking the piss? Do you think we're stupid? A lot of us were, but we can't be stupid and not learn from our mistakes. They're not going to spend big. Yeah, they're not going to do it.
It's annoying. It's annoying because remember what James said in the full time. I think it was all the warm up. Like they use our fandom, our love for the club to blind us, and it aggravates me so much. It's not naivety. It's just we want to back the club, and they use that to mask all the problems and stay in control, stay in power. And that was what infuriates me the most. And there's so many of us. We've got such a huge fan base, probably one of the biggest there is. And it's just like, that's how they get away with it. So like we keep preaching, guys, keep your eye on the ball, please. As much as we are supporting the club, but we are supporting it in the right way by trying to get these guys out. Don't let the big signings fool you, please.
Yeah, I said a couple of years ago, I'm falling out of love with football, And the reality is, I don't think I love football. I love Arsenal, and that's why, every interview I see some people, I get a lot of support nowadays, but some people say he never discusses the game. Because I literally tell you, I don't care about these games because they're playing games with us. That's the games I care about now because I've seen that they're playing games with us. Yeah. Over years, I've fallen for their trap, their lies, all of this, moving into the new stadium, Bayern Munich, 10 years, all of that rubbish we heard. I fell for that same thing. But I'm not in love with football because Arsenal are not a football club. Like we've heard it before, they're a company.
They're a company, yeah.
So I've diverted my attention every game, even if I see Xhaka not performing well, which I've called out, Bellerin not performing well, Holding, and other players over the years, Ozil, Mustafi, and so on. I know it's not completely their fault because they shouldn't even be at this club. So I always divert it back to the owner because I put everything on the owner. It just frustrates me when things like Arteta putting it on himself by making stupid decisions in a semi-final. Things like Mesut Ozil not performing after signing. I would have loved Mesut Ozil after signing 350k contract to excel because we still wouldn't have won nothing, but it would have shown Kroenke up even more. Instead, because he signed the contract and he fell off, he became one of the targets, the faces, because he's the highest earner and he's not performing. So it takes a few fans away from Kroenke or what should be Kroenke and puts it on Ozil or Arteta or Emery or Wenger and all of that. Wenger had the biggest say in it all. Rightly so, he's a legend. But we got to keep diverting the attention left, right, and center. Is our squad good enough? No. Do we need to replace 15 out of 25 players? Yes, I'll be honest. But what we need to do first is make sure this club is run by someone who wants to move it in the right direction.
Yeah, 100. Listen, we're slow. I'm going to pop up a couple more chats before we get to the end of this because we're slowing the run up soon. Aaron M says, Turkish, I've backed you from day one. These owners are the problem and Arteta is following their plans. Cecil, big up yourself as well. Love from Ireland. Big up Ireland as well. Big up Aaron. There's a lot of Irish fans of AFTV as well. Big up to you all. And exactly what you said there. The owners are the problem. Villan says, can we get Ty and Deji to do a collab? Also, can Don Robbie get KSR to form Houdini to introduce? I mean, the introducing of players, that you might not see me doing that. I don't know. Do you know what? I say you won't see. Imagine, I don't know, Turkish, now you're part of AFTV. What if we get a big signing, are you going to be the one volunteering to be in the videos? Because I know you're the type of guy that would not be there.
I don't want to see no dancing videos this summer. Now I'm here, Listen, God help the cameraman. If I see any of you man dancing in front of the camera this summer because we signed someone, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm showing you. Don't do it.
I can picture it.
Listen, you know what happened to James? What happened to James the other day when he mentioned buying the merchandise? If I see any dancing this season, listen, I'm not. I won't be no part of that.
People are gonna want to see you two-step in the instructional
video. I'll two-step and carry man out of that video, mate, including the cameraman. The whole thing will be shut down.
Oh my God, Turkish in the video would be too funny. Dancing for a new sign and that would kill me. All right, cool, fair. I know you will not be that guy. And you know what? I'm not with you being here as well. I don't think I'll be that guy.
Don't do it, Cecil, please.
Toon says Ajax has Overmars and Van der Sar on their board. They make the huge decisions for Ajax and it paid out. Arsenal must do the same. Yeah, fair. Fair.
Yep.
Strong. I mean, they're legends of the game. John says substituting Aubameyang was a stupid thing. Yeah, that one. Did you see? Troops' reaction to that was, boy. Arteta has favourites. I agree.
And
that's true.
And I see a lot of fans trying to get onto Troops for that. Listen, people react in different ways. Like Cecil, you saw me react one way in the first leg, and in the second half of the second leg, I was quiet as hell. So it's just different emotions at different times. When he took off Oba, listen, part of me wanted to flip, but part of me had no fight to flip anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? I completely get it. Like it's mad when you think about no European football. Yeah, it's mad.
That's it. That's what sinks every day. I wake up and I think, like next year, there's no European football. This is like we're going to be covering all just league games and obviously some cups with the big league cups. I was thinking, bro, what has happened? What has happened? All my years alive, fam. We've been in champions, European competition. Sorry. Yeah. Oh my lord.
We don't deserve it. So really and truly, we got what we deserve. Nothing. Let's be honest. You know.
True. You're gonna carry. Sorry, John carries on. Says Arteta's favourites. The whole club is a mess. I'm starting to follow my brother's footsteps. He stopped watching Arsenal 5 years ago. Boy,
I know a lot of people that stopped watching Arsenal. Obviously, I come from the 90s, so a lot of people stopped watching because they stopped caring as much, and they said things like, "This ain't the club I know," like 10 years ago. You know. So credit to the people still fighting and still, attending the protests, stopping buying merchandise, stopping watching on TV. Like I said, there's not much to watch anymore. You lot might as well forget Sky and BT and just watch the watch along on this channel because stop feeding the hand that feeds the club, because the club, every avenue we can, attack it. 4 games to go, 3 weeks to go, summer transfer window coming up. We can do what we can in the next 3 weeks. So let's try to do it.
Agreed. I think just quickly, like people might know from when I was playing, after I started playing, I like you, Turkish. I fell out of love with football, bro. It's been a long time for me to fall back in love with it. I watched Arsenal as always, but I used to love coming home watching Match of the Day. Like I look forward to it. I haven't watched Match of the Day in weeks, blood. Actually, maybe months. Let me tell you, that used to be my thing. Watch Arsenal, then watch match. I haven't, bro. I have no
years for me. Years. I've stopped watching halftime team talk, like not team talks. You know when it's halftime on Sky Sports and BT or full time, the match preview. I stopped it a long time ago because they started making me sick because they kept on ripping Arsenal. They kept on saying year on year, Arsenal's got a soft centre. Arsenal's not that great at the back. Arsenal's messy, but they'd never say why. They never said Wenger's name. They protected it. They never said Kroenke's name. They protected it. They just kept on ripping us every season. Match of the Day, Sky Sports B. So I stopped listening to it. I was like, you're right. We are a mess. You're right. We are soft-centered. But you're in a position where you can tell a lot of fans why we are. But when it comes to why, you say we can't talk about Wenger because his name is too great, and you don't mention the Kroenkes because God knows why. So I got sick and tired of all them, the mainstream media platforms. I stopped watching them. To this day, I don't watch it. If I see clips on Instagram of Roy Keane flipping or Henry saying, that's what I check in on. But I don't watch them. I don't watch none of them talking anymore, even though they're coming out like revolutionists now, all talking about the owners and whatnot. Where was you 10 years ago when Kroenke was doing this to us then? Where was you? I know Ferguson protected the Glazers and it was hard to see the true problems there because Ferguson carried on winning, but Arsenal were being ripped to shreds years ago. None of these men in the mainstream media said nothing about it. What? They ripped us, but they said nothing about how to solve it. So forget all of them.
I agree with you, man. There's pure content online that you can watch over these mainstream medias. And that's not me trying to plug obviously our channel and that. I'm not trying to do that, but it's
well, my channel's in the title, so if you want to subscribe to it, I'm joking.
Guna Batul says that Xhaka shot I got in 2016 has never felt more relevant. Boy, I mean, I don't know what to say to that. I will let you. Oh yeah, cool.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised, but I get it. That was early on when we first signed him. And big up Giannis as well. Let's hope we don't turn into Indiana Pacers. When I used to really watch basketball, I supported Indiana Pacers because Jermaine O'Neal, Reggie Miller, them man, so close to a championship, but yeah, never go over the line. Nah, they're done out here.
Cecil, hello, bro. Hello, Taib. Season's over. Yep, very much. We're gonna quickly draw. We're gonna probably draw it to an end very soon. Just gonna just see if there's anything else. Everybody in football likes Brendan. You cannot lose, and unlike Arteta, he done it. Okay, that's cool. Fully spot on Turkish. Be careful what you wish for. More right now. All right, cool, guys. It's been great. I mean, Turkish, I'd normally let you wrap up, but I don't know if you're happy for me. If there's anything,
do your thing, man. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Last super chat before we go. Original Aqua. Fans targeted Wenger to attack from the bottom to the top, but we didn't continue to put that pressure on. Protest last home game and keep it on hot. Yep, protest. We're gonna go top to bottom. Turkey said it very well in full time. On the warm-up domino effect. Let's start with the top and the rest will crumble. There's many people to get through to get out, if I'm honest. So let's start at the top and the rest I'm sure will follow. Thank you everyone for tuning in to Where Do We Go From Here? I don't know what the answer is, but all I know is we've got to keep the pressure on the board, keep the protesting, keep making your voices heard. Turkish, do you have any final words before we leave?
Kroenke out, sell Arsenal. Protest tomorrow, 5 p.m. Emirates Armory. If you're around, be there. Protest Sunday, 23rd of May, last game of the season. If you're around, be there. If you're not around, you got 2 weeks to make sure you are around. That last game of the season one is big. So let's make sure it's a big send-off in terms of our opinions on the Kroenkes.
100%. That last one, you got, like Turkish just said, you got 2 weeks to prepare. Get down there. We'll all be there. It'll be perfect. We had everyone there with us. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Do you know what I never say? That little notification bell. Let me say that for the first time ever on this stream. Hit that, and you get a little email when we go live. When we've got a video coming up. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again soon. Turkish, thank you for joining.
Come on, love.